Mr. Cole.
Gentleman from Oklahoma is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of this bill to honor a great American and a great Oklahoman, Wayman Lawrence Tisdale. I'd like to thank Chairman Towns and Ranking Member Issa for their work on the bill. As the gentlelady from the District of Columbia so aptly noted, Wayman Lawrence Tisdale was an all-star basketball player and a brilliant jazz musician. However, Tisdale was not only an exceptional athlete and musician, he brought a positive spirit to everything he did and should serve as a role model to all Americans. Even when he faced personal adversity, he maintained an optimistic attitude and brought joy to all of those surrounding him. Wayman Tisdale was raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the youngest of 6 children of a distinguished Baptist minister and a loving wife. At 6'9" tall, he excelled at basketball at Booker T. Washington High School, where he was named Oklahoma's only McDonald All-American and was named Converse National High School Player of the Year. Though Tisdale had many scholarship offers, he chose to remain close to home and attend the University of Oklahoma in Norman. After arriving at the University of Oklahoma, Tisdale quickly distinguished himself as one of the greatest basketball players the school has ever seen. In his 3-year college career, he received the honor of being named Big 8 Player of the Year in 1983, 1984, and 1985. Mr. Speaker, he was also named to the All-American team 3 times in 3 years while at the University of Oklahoma. Tisdale averaged 25.6 points a game and 10.1 rebounds a contest during his career with the Sooners. He still holds Oklahoma's career records for points and rebounds. Tisdale also owns the school's single-game scoring mark and career marks for points per game, field goals, and free throws attempted and made. Tisdale was a member of the gold medal U.S. Olympic team of 1984 and was the #2 NBA draft pick in 1986. While in the NBA, Mr. Speaker, Wayman Tisdale played with the Indiana Pacers, the Sacramento Kings, and the Phoenix Suns, scoring more than 12,800 points and pulling down more than 5,000 rebounds in a 12-year professional career. On November 22nd, 2009, Wayman Tisdale will be formally inducted into the National College Basketball Hall of Fame. Mr. Speaker, in addition to a remarkable basketball career, Mr. Tisdale distinguished himself as a jazz musician. As the son of a Baptist minister, he became intrigued by the bass guitarist at his father's church and began teaching himself to play guitar and bass. He recorded and released 8 albums of jazz, one of which reached #1 in Billboard's Top 10. Another album reached #4 on Billboard's Contemporary Jazz chart. In addition to his solo career, Tisdale also collaborated with some of the most popular musicians in smooth jazz, including solo artists Dave Koz, Brian Culbertson, Kirk Whalum, Dave Sanborn, Jonathan Butler, and Everett Harp. In 2002, Wayman received the distinction of the Bassist of the Year in the National Smooth Jazz Awards. Though Tisdale was a remarkably talented basketball player and musician, it's perhaps his positive spirit that distinguished him above all else. Mr. Speaker, in my home state of Oklahoma, we're justly proud of Will Rogers, who liked to say he never met a man he didn't like. Well, I can't testify as to whether that was true of Mr. Tisdale or not, but I'm certain that Mr. Tisdale never met a man who didn't like him. Friends and relatives have noted that Wayman was always upbeat and had a remarkable ability to smile at everyone he met, even in the darkest circumstances. Former coaches and players have said that Tisdale was able to turn the national spotlight on the University of Oklahoma basketball program not only by his incredible talent on the court, but by his positive spirit and his sheer charisma as a player and as a person. Our Governor Brad Henry, referred to him as, quote, one of the most inspirational people I have ever known. Fellow Olympic team member and close friend Sam Perkins said that Tisdale was, quote, a real friend who's got your back and would do just about anything for you. In 2007, Wayman Tisdale was diagnosed with bone cancer, which ultimately resulted in the removal of part of his leg. During this ordeal, Tisdale maintained a very positive spirit, which should serve as an example for all Americans and all people who struggle with hardship and disease. When referring to his battle with cancer, he said, quote, "You don't change because things come in your life. You get better because things come in your life." Tragically, Mr. Tisdale passed away due to complications from cancer on May 15, 2009. Despite his personal struggles, Tisdale excelled at two separate careers. His strong spirit and the positive attitude that he brought to everything he did should serve as an inspiration to everyone. It's only fitting that Congress should pay tribute to this outstanding American. Again, I urge the passage of H.R. 469, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back the balance of his time. Gentlewoman from the District of Columbia.
Mr. Speaker,